Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, we are back. Big Willie Styles. Wise man Cass on the ukulele. We three kings. Is you done rocking out?
Man, I just had to rock out one time for the one time, my boy.
This is rock out with your cock out.
Man, yeah. Pause.
Hey, yo. Dynasty Sports Network in the building once again on this beautiful Sunday evening, man. What's going on with you, man? How you feeling, Wise, man?
Hey, man, I feel great. My blood pressure can go down a little bit. It was a little high throughout the game, but I am very happy to be here.
Yes, I think we all are happy to be here, man, just because of that thriller that we just witnessed with the Lions today. Lions win over the Los Angeles Chargers 41-38 in a shootout, coming out with the victory 41-38, man. Listen, this game, it was one of those games. You know, you got to have one of those games where, listen, it's one of the ones where the last team with the ball wins, and Lions end up being the last team with the ball winning the game. Dan Campbell with the gutsy 4th and 2 call. I know that call, if they wouldn't have made it, that would have been everybody's. See, this is what I'm talking about. But I get why, even if he didn't get the 4th and 2, I knew why he went for the 4th and 2, just for the simple fact, if they would have kicked the field goal, it was still a lot of time left. And today, it just wasn't one of them days where we wasn't going to be too quite sure that we was going to be able to keep them out the end zone. So shout out to Dan Campbell.
Man, shout out to Dan the man. It was so many fourth downs just on both ends of the spectrum, on both teams, man. Like fourth downs like crazy. Motherfuckers was going today, and I was just like, you know what, man? But like every time we came through, we need to come through. But the referees, man, Jesus Christ. It was that pass interference against Sutton was just blasphemous, man.
It you know what, it was a couple of them that was questionable, and that's what kept, you know, the Chargers in the game, of course. But like I said, with, you know, Keenan Allen, man, he's a beast.
Yeah, well, man, listen, we let two people rack up all them yards on us, man. It was just him and the Eckler show. Like nobody else really did nothing for them today, and it was so crazy that we really didn't key in on that, man.
And, you know, I think, you know, that, like I said, this was one of those games where, you know, it was going to be a back and forth type of shootout. You know, us coming off the bye week, which was something was a concern. I know a lot of people feel like, you know, when you come off the bye week, it's going to be a little bit of a rust that could be coming out. But we came out the gate firing, man. So, I got to ask, man, what you know, actually, what stood out for you today? Why?
The run game, man. Montgomery, man, and Gibbs, that 1-2 punch is something crazy, man. Like they was doing whatever they wanted to up front. And J-Mo got in the end zone, and you know, he got it called back or whatnot. Saint is who we thought he is. He's him. Defense, it shows why we should have made a move at that trade deadline. Because again, this is another week against a good team with zero pass rush. And it is just it's anybody that you get that much time to an NFL, man, they can sit back there and pick you apart all day long. So we didn't dial up enough blitzes. I mean, Herbert had all day long to throw the ball. It just ultimately came down to who had the ball last, man. But that's what really stood out to me. Like, it was a good physical game. I enjoyed it. It was a thriller.
Okay. So I'm going to say this, and I didn't get a chance to say it last week before. I would have liked for the Lions to have made a, you know, deal during the trade deadline, but them trades wasn't worth it. I'm gonna put it out there like that. I know a lot of people wanted them to make a trade, but I would love to. But I wanted to get the other guys in because I wanted to break it down because I don't think a lot of people realize what would have happened if we'd have made those types of trades. Those trades, as you know, good of those guys would have been in our roster, would have decimated this team's future.
Absolutely, 100%.
I would love to have broken that down, but I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, once the other guys come back, I'm gonna tell y'all why I believe in what, you know, Dan Campbell and Brandon Holt said. They needed to be the right price and the right fit. It's beyond what a lot of people.
You can't ransom your franchise for one guy just because, you know, you're a little, all right, we got a little momentum, but, you know, you got to think about everything that's going to happen afterwards. So I 100% understand.
And I appreciate you thinking about that, because I think a lot of people feel like, they seen what was given up. And this is one thing that I will give that people didn't realize when they say, oh, such and such gave up a third round. You got to realize that we had to do better than that. So when people say, oh, they only gave up a third round, no, that means we would have to have given up a second round.
Absolutely. But not only that, you got to take on that big ass contract, because you see what happened when Sweat got traded. He got $72 million guaranteed money, and we got too many guys we need to sign within the next year or two to really just ransom our future like that for one player. I mean, granted, he's solid, but I wouldn't have gave him that.
Thank you, Wise, man. Thank you. I'm glad somebody is thinking like me, Ryan. That's why we brothers, man, because we understand exactly, what goes on. You can't just give away draft picks and have to sign extension.
Man. You got to pay this mofo.
Especially when you got to think about the extension that you got to have for golf. You got to play your tackle Sewell, and you got to pay your thriller wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those guys is coming up, and those guys have been here. So we're going to take care of somebody who hasn't been here yet. Give them an extension. Give up draft picks to get them.
Right now you can't sign your guys back.
And you can't sign your guys, but now you leverage your future. Now the other guys that went and got those guys, they're into the now. They didn't been to the Super Bowl. They didn't been to the playoffs. We haven't got there yet. Right. So I want you guys, Lions fans, please pack your patience, okay? I would have loved for us to got a deal done and get some help on the defense like everybody else, but those were not it. Calm down. But we're going to get back to the game, because this game was...
It was crazy, man.
It was crazy. And listen, man, that 1-2 punch of Montgomery and Gibbs, listen.
Nasty. Nasty. I mean, that's thunder and lightning all day long, man. And they both got busy, man. And shout out to J-Mo on the blocks today, man.
Listen, man, that's what people got to understand, too, while y'all screaming about, J-Mo this, J-Mo that. Every time it's a big run breaking, you see
it's coming his way. Yep, it's coming his way.
So he's doing the necessary things outside of catching the ball that will keep him on the field to eventually, it's going to open up to where he's going to get more touches and more touchdowns. But it's coming along. But yeah, man, that run game, man. Shout out to Gibbs. Gibbs is showing why.
Man,
listen. Home say, listen, we gonna take that risk, man. Man, you see that guy today, man.
Irony. Austin Eckler said that about Gibbs earlier this season. He was like, once he figure it out and slow the game down for himself, he's going to be unstoppable. Gibbs is starting to hit his stride where everything is just slowing down, man, and it's looking easy to him, man. It's looking easy. He ain't breaking the sweat out there, man.
Yeah, listen, man, with the runs that he did and catching out the backfield, he's just a matchup nightmare for
dangerous
for anybody, man. Listen, you know what I want to do today, Wise, man? I'm going to put the link in our chat. So if any of you guys feel the need that y'all want to come in and get y'all opinion on today's game, you're more than welcome to come in and join us. While I'm doing so, I'm going to give a shout out to the guys that's already here. Alex, man, appreciate you for rocking with us, man. Brian D, what up, though, man? What up, though?
What up, though?
And everybody that's already in the chat. So if you guys want to link in, feel free to click on there. We're going to bring you guys in so we can talk about this Lions victory today. Now, there was some, like I said, some scary moments in this game today.
Yes, sir.
What is it that you've seen today that either excited you or gave you some cause for concern?
Defense, and more defense. When we play a good team, we struggle real bad on defense. We beat up on the bums, but we play a team with a halfway decent offense, man, we are exposed. And I don't know if Aaron Glenn is using Jedi mind trick. I'm like, you know what? I know our folk can't get there, but in the playoffs, we send in the motherfucking house. So I don't know if that's what he's trying to do, or he don't want to tip his hand as to how he's gonna prepare later. But I don't know, man. Our defense, it needs a lot of work, man. That pass rush is god awful.
And I agree. I think we got to do a better job of because we get into the pass, but our rush has been pretty solid. Especially from what
you got to get home, man. Like you could be solid all day long, but if you ain't getting home, but that's why the offense was able to stay on the field as long as they did today.
Not the rush, not the pass rush. I mean, our run, defense has been pretty solid
for sure.
But the pass rush, like you said, we get pressure, but we need to turn pressure into sacks. From sacks into turnovers, we need to do that as well. So definitely. I know that's something that Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn, they're going to beat home into the guys. Listen, we got to get there, man. We got to help our secondary out because you can't leave the secondary exposed that long.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened today, especially dealing with a all-pro guy like Keenan Allen, man. He's been torching the league for years. And
he do it so slow, man. Like that. Like, that's what you call vet savvy right there. You know what I'm saying? Like he just moving in quicksand, man, and still just making hella plays, man.
I think Certified missed our little prologue before you made that comment. Yes, we felt that we needed to get some defensive help, but the price wasn't right.
Yeah, O'Bannon, we can't ransom the franchise, man. For again, initially we always pissed off, like, what the hell are we doing? But you can't give up 2 first rounds and a third and X, Y, and Z. Then you got to pick up a big ass contract right after that.
And because Chicago pick up Montez Sweat and gave him $25 million, damn near $25 million a year. That's about $30 to $35 million against the cap. And you'll give up a second round pick for that. Nah, fellas, listen. We're not desperate. Listen, I know it's a concern, but we're not desperate because we're not there yet. If we were there and we've been there, then I can understand that part of it. But we're not there yet, so I need you guys to I seen a comment. Somebody said, "I demand excellence from the Lions and what they're doing." I'm like, demand something from last year when we was still screaming. Folks are still screaming, "Oh, these are the same old Lions. They can't win nothing."
Dog shit.
now that we're winning, I demand excellence. I wish I what I'm going to start doing, Wiseman, I'm about to start pulling those comments up, and we're going to address those during the show.
Man, for real, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Some of these comments and some of these fans that I be seeing in the Twitter, in the Facebook groups and everything, some of the little comments that they be making, it just be like, oh my God, either you never played football in your life, or you just an emotional fan that just started watching the game, because it just be so hilarious to see these comments come about. Man.
Couch coaches, man, like you love them.
you gotta love them, man. So anything else that you've seen in this game that really caught your attention?
Like I say, man, shout out to Saint Brown, man. He is him. Like, again, that's another dude that he ain't hella fast, but he just know how to get open. He know how to get the yards after the catch and all that jazz, man. Saint ball. Golf had a damn good game. Offensive line went crazy. So shout out to the offense, but like I said, defense, a lot of shit to clean up, man.
I would say that one, we didn't get no sacks. The offensive line was fully healthy. There was no sacks, especially coming from a group like with Bosa and
Mac. And you still got that one kid, 45, man. He a dog coming off that end too.
No, say that's a testament to our offensive line being healthy.
No doubt. They ball.
That's what stood out to me is the offensive line. Shout out to the offensive line for being
healthy
out
to Fat Boys.
And allowing them guys to run them up with Montgomery and Gibbs. I think the future is bright for Gibbs.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of people who were screaming at the TVs, including my guy Wiseman here when Gibbs was drafted that first pick.
Hey man, I almost lost my shit.
Right. I'm not saying that he's making you eat your words, but I guess it's at this point we could say that maybe we need to trust the process. Listen,
I wasn't at the very first night after the draft. I was initially pissed, but then I'm just like, okay, well that just means you're gonna get rid of Swift. I'm okay with that. That Campbell pick, now that one almost made me lose my shit, like, because I was just like, yeah. But the big fella solid. He a tackling machine, and that's what you need. So
he's a tackling, run stuffing machine. He's never out of place, and he doesn't make mistakes. I haven't really seen him make a mistake yet.
Facts.
That's what you need. And then you got Branch out there, of course. He was out there. On the defense, even though the secondary took a little bit of hit today, but he still was out there making plays. And of course, you got Laporta with the most key third and fourth down catches. That sealed the game for us. It was that 4-for-2 catch. Listen, man, where was your heart at when they went out there on that 4-for-2, Wise man?
Hey, listen, it was outside my chest looking at me, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? What are we doing? But that's Dan. He grabbed his nuts today. Pause.
Yeah, Dan definitely went ahead because, like I said, if you was paying attention to the game, you were seeing that, we were having trouble keeping the Chargers out of the end zone, and it gave them any more time to either try to kick a time field goal or score. Would have backfired on us today.
For sure.
So shout out to Dan Campbell for once again. Yes, sir.
Shout out, Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, man, but it was real good to see, man. I'm super excited about the Lions. I'm super excited about where we headed. Yeah. Let's like I say, I still want to see my boy J-Mo get the rock a few more times, but Taylor Decker owe that man some lunch or some Hennessy or something.
Dirty Glove, what up, man? Certified asshole. We appreciate you rocking with us, Mark. What is good? Girl, man, our guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's working on his way home. He might pop in if he get back soon enough, but he's rocking with us right now. Listen, who we got up next? We got the Chicago Bears up next.
Yes, sir. Chicago Bears. I mean, blowout. We should just go in there and take care of business. Easy money.
You predicting the blowout?
I'm predicting we're gonna probably win about 10 or 13 because we'll do some weird shit and let Justin Fields have a career day.
Well, that depends if he's gonna be back or not.
I think so, man, because they was flirting with letting him play last week, so I think he might be okay. But yeah,
but if he comes back, will he really, you know?
But running quarterbacks, man, what the fuck that? What's going on with the Vikings, bro? Josh Dobbs. I was looking at that today. I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Hey, listen. Well, we can go ahead and look at these scores while we
let's do it.
While we talking, because like I said, the Vikings is coming.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. Hey.
Pause.
Hey,
but they coming. So first things first is listen. The Bears beat the Panthers Thursday, so that was the game. Colts beat the Patriots. I think Belichick is done after this season, y'all.
Yes, sir. Look, it was never the Patriot way. It was Thomas Edward Brady. So all the coaches that was getting hired because of the Patriot way, it was Thomas Edward Brady. And to save face, Belichick gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Listen, the Browns beat the Ravens. Came back last second field goal. Listen, because
that was crazy because the Ravens was kicking their ass.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, listen, the Ravens is gonna be here, man. But listen, shout out to the Browns. Listen, they're used to the Ravens, so that's why they can be able to do what they're doing against them. The Texans, man. Listen, C.J. Stroud is
rookie of the year.
It's his to lose right now at this point.
Yeah,
and I think it's like he's winning it by a milestone right now. I don't see nobody. Sir. Listen, our rookie Gibbs, offensive rookie, he's starting to peak a little bit, but this guy, man, they're 5-4, in a playoff position right now.
He might win NFC Rookie of the Year. That's how they be doing the NFC Rookie of the Year.
NFC, AFC, right?
Yeah, but Stroud, he got that shit hands down.
Let's see. The Texans beat the Bengals 30-27. 49ers smacked the Jaguars.
Smacked the Jags.
34-3. I know people was looking at that game, seeing what Chase Young did, and the first thing to do, look what they did. They went ahead and got a D in. Now look, understandable. The 49ers is in a different position than we are, so shout out to them for making that move. Vikings, we just speak of beating the Saints 27-19. Josh Dobbs, is that 2 in a row for him right now?
2 in a row, and he went crazy today.
Listen, we gotta pay attention to that, man. We gotta do some, scouting right now.
And they doing all that shit without Jefferson. Big fella.
We got your boy, Coach Juan in the building. What's good, my brother?
What up, though?
It's that word. We know we going over these scores.
Chilling, my boys. What's that word?
We can come back to that, man, because we still talk a little bit of line. So I want to get your intake, man, on what you're seeing today in that thriller down there in Sophie Arena.
Few costly penalties I didn't like. It was a little pesky, but overall, man, I like the way we kept going back and forth. Like we never wavered. Like we could have easily turned to the old lines. We could have easily, let them thoughts sink in. Like maybe we not that good. But we just kept swinging. Luckily, we got the ball in the second half. The way that second half went, I always love when a team defers to the second half because that just means you got to overcome, early, BS here and there to be able to persevere and have the advantage in the second half. So I'm definitely glad that we chose to defer because that second half was crazy, back and forth, back and forth. Now the
Yeah, it
defense
was.
got to step up. You know what I'm saying? The penalties, it was a couple questionable PIs. You know, they hit my man Cam. Cam did well for himself, man, knowing that Keenan Allen was going to be the number one weapon downfield and knowing it was his job to shut him down. I don't want to say he contained him, but I'll just say, you know, he played relatively well. Like, it could have got worse for sure. But defense, we got to tighten up, man. Giving up 38 points, that's unacceptable. We're not doing that, especially if we're trying to go down, the stretch of the second half of the season. Giving up 30 points ain't the formula. 30 plus points, that ain't the formula. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I love what Goff did. St. Brown, safety net, always there, always can depend on them. LaPorta, my guy, love me some
Laportier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Samuel L. Laportier.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that's definitely some good points you made there. One, we got another guest in the house, man. D-Map Zoom, man. I guess listen. This guy right here, this is a character, man. I know he got some.
My brothers.
So
What's
go
going
ahead
on
and
with
give
y'all
your
today?
take, man. Go ahead. What you take from today's victory? The Lions
Man,
over the Chargers.
Other than having my butt cheeks clenched basically the whole dang game, how close it was.
Hey,
It's like,
yo.
man.
See what I mean?
Man,
See what I mean?
I'm like, bro,
Yo,
some of them fourth
crazy,
downs from Dan Campbell. I'm like, bro,
Yo.
you feeling yourself today? You feeling yourself today? I'm like, they kept getting him. I'm like, oh, bro, he got balls of speed. I mean, damn, this dude was sitting here like, oh no, bro, I'm gonna get the first down when you like it or not.
Listen,
I'm about to
D-Mac
get it.
Zoom, this is a family-friendly show. You can't be talking about butt cheeks and
And
all
Bojangles,
willy-nilly,
What's wrong
man.
with you, man? As soon as you start talking about butt cheeks and Bojangles, pause.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Oh,
No, you
man,
good.
y'all,
You
my
good.
bad.
You good. Yeah, you gotta say pause behind that.
I got you. I got you. My bad. My bad.
So besides that, what else that stood out for you for this game?
Man, this defense, I don't know what the heck going on, but how the heck you have a nice, decent lead and you just letting dudes just getting chunk play after chunk play after chunk play? I'm like, do we have a defense on this field? It don't seem like it to me. I mean, Kenny Allen was just tearing us up. It literally was just him. I can't imagine how well it was. They had that other beast of a receiver.
I said that earlier. I
It
said
probably
it
been
was,
worse.
it was literally him and Eckler, man. They was the only two weapons that they had. So I
Mark
don't understand
Williams.
why we didn't go on those two and make everybody else beat you.
They both was just carving us up. I'm like,
Yes,
come
sir.
on. Like,
Yeah,
y'all,
but,
it's
like I
too
said, them are two all-pro dudes right there, and then you got elite quarterback back there that's making things happen too. But
yeah,
like you
him putting
said,
in work.
we definitely got to step it up. You know what I'm saying? But this is a good stretch for us to go ahead and get some things in motion. We still got a few guys on the defense that we need to get back healthy too. So
Yeah,
let's not
true,
forget
man.
about that too. So if we get those
Man,
guys back
Houston,
and
we
see if
need
they
them,
can make
bro.
a difference.
We need Houston so bad, man. Because Aiden Hutchinson, he hadn't been able to do much because he's getting triple team pretty much all game. It's like other than him, it's like, dang, who was our beast of a pass rusher?
Yeah.
It's like we need Houston back bad.
Nobody. Ain't that what Harbaugh and them be saying?
Nobody, baby. Yeah.
Hey,
It's like, bro, like, come on, like, this is sad. Like, no offense, because trust me, he getting pressure and all, but it's like if we don't get no sack. What difference does it make? Like, yeah, it make the quarterback move his feet a little, but it's like, dude, we need to get him on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. We got to hit home. All the
Houston.
pressures don't mean shit if you ain't hitting home.
No, I'll say, man, we had Houston, we would have been had hella
Did we finish
sacks.
with 0 sacks?
I'll say, yeah, I don't
Both-
think we got a sack
both
this game.
teams. Both teams.
Yeah, but
had
both
0
teams, no sacks. So
Wow.
shout out to our offensive line too, because they got some killers on that end.
Oh
man.
yeah, bro.
Bosa, Matt, and like I said, a young cat, 45, man. Motherfuckers can
Bro.
play.
O-line did their job. They handled it. Then they knew them boys was gonna be a problem. They handled it. Like I was like, you gotta love having beats of O-line. You gotta love it.
Shout out
Like I
Jared
said-
Goff too, though, man. He's still in that pocket now. He's still
Yeah,
making
no
do.
doubt.
He
He's
has
still
a
tall.
Right. And like I said, this is one of those type of games. You're gonna have offensive shootout games. But we ended up on the winning side of it. So yeah, definitely take that. Like the offense right now, the way they playing, it can be unmatched right now.
Man, the
Which is
freaking
like
running
saying-
backs though. The running backs though, man. Freaking Gibbs and Montgomery. Lord have mercy. I feel sorry. Coming defense is about to have a problem. You think our weapons on the outside was dangerous, bro? Our running backs is even worse. Your boy Gibbs can literally take a free and can be at 25 and literally take that jump straight to the house.
But I also like how we was running the two with a lot of quick tosses.
Oh yeah,
and you know what I'm saying, it was just an offensive line, man. I'm talking about second level immediately, man. Like they was kicking ass up front.
Dude, but your boy J-Mo though, he hasn't did much far as like receiving goes, but dude, the blocking he been doing,
absolutely.
That dude literally ran up the field. They'll block for a freaking Gibbs for the second TD guy.
Yep, he don't make that block. Gibbs get caught.
Yeah, he got caught.
He also not Gibbs, Montgomery.
Oh, that was Montgomery. Okay,
Montgomery.
Still, either way, bro. Like my God. People saying, "Oh man, James ain't doing nothing." Yes, he did. He's certainly getting amazing blocks in the run.
Shit, he got a touchdown, but Decker owe that man some pizza or something.
Man,
hold him.
Man. I know he looking at him like, bro, he gonna get it. He gonna get it. Keep in mind, our offense doing so much damage. Keep in mind, wow, J-Mo really getting up to speed with everybody else. Like, can you imagine how dangerous our offense really will be? We had James in there too. Like, Lord have mercy. Defense is going to go with that. Defensive coordinators are going to be sitting there.
Yeah, that J-Mo offensive package too.
Oh man,
yeah, that J-Mo offensive package is going to be crazy too because you're not getting to see enough of it on tape. So when it
that's
comes
true.
close,
They ain't be able to game plan.
A lot of the stuff that we'd be able to do, you never seen it before.
Yep,
that's true. I can't imagine when you finally get into it, man. Let alone all the rest of the guys we got. Like, Lord have mercy, bro. Defensive coordinators are going to be scared when they play our team. They're like, bro, what we going to do with this offense, bro? We got to beat some freaking two-headed monster in the backfield where it gives Montgomery. Then you got Sam Laporta, who been tearing teams up all day. I say, you still got Randall's who been reliable. You know, St. Brown, he basically get double teamed basically every game. Like, then you got J-Mo with his speed. And Khalif, like, come on. Well, pick your poison. What you going to do?
Yeah. Listen, it's definitely going to be it's going to be a show. D-Mac Zoom, man, we appreciate you for coming in, rocking with us, man. Give us your intake, man. Shout out to you. Go ahead, and give your shout out if you want to, man. You got somebody you want to shout out before you go?
Actually, nah. All I know is my boys have fun, have a good night. I know the Lions are 7-2, and we about to. And the Bears are next on the menu.
There you go,
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, we appreciate you for coming in with us, man. Listen. Like I said, the Bears is up next. My man Wise, man, he's predicting the blowout. Culture, man, what you think about the next game with the Bears?
Blowout for sure. I just don't want us to overlook them. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no trap games. We need to still go in, focus, take care of business, do what we need to do. And two, man, shout out to my Uncle Ben Johnson, man. You know, I don't think he get enough credit, man. I think
Uncle Ben.
We might as well enjoy him. Yeah, we might as well enjoy him, and we might as well take his playbook into the copy room. And remember how they Xerox? What is it?
Xerox guy.
Yeah. Get everything up out of there before he gone, because we gonna sorely miss him if we don't hire internally with somebody who was groomed, under him. If we don't do that, man, we might take a step back. You feel me? And I don't want that. So shout out Ben Johnson, man. We damn near need to just make him the highest paid offensive coordinator ever.
Hey, I'm with it, man. Listen, I'm with it.
Listen. If anything to do to keep him here, man, I think that we should mix. I know them.
Man, he called a hell of a game today.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Hell of a game.
Hey, listen, him and Kellen Moore was battling today.
Yes, sir. Because Kellen was on his shit too.
Yeah,
Kellen was on his shit today too.
Yeah. And it was kind of like a lick back. It was almost like a sparring match, because a lot of the 2 touchdown plays back to back off the fake jet sweep, fake toss, dropped in the back of the end zone. Our plays were similar. It was almost like a sparring match between the two of them. I kind of enjoyed that a little bit. They put on a nice little show for sure.
Yes, they did, man. Listen, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Hell of a show.
We all enjoyed it, man, and thankfully we came out with the victory, man. So, we're going to do, man, we're going to go ahead, man, and take a quick commercial break. And on the other side, listen, we got some college we're about to get into it. And if you haven't seen my shirt already, I've been screaming this for the past week or so. We're going to get into it, man, because, I've been waiting. I've been waiting patiently to get into this thing here. So we're going to get into that when we get back after this break, fellas.
Wow. Black-owned shoe stuff. Culture. My culture, though. Let's see what they talking about in here? What's up, little dog? You good? Y'all got something here for me? I'm talking about exclusive. They got all the dunks? How many dunks they got? Something like these. Y'all got a little vibe in here. They buying shoes, selling shoes, sleep. It feels like the culture. They dunking on people. Oh, they on TikTok. They looking out for the kids. Oh, man, this is great, man. Oh, they got all different races working here. It just really feels like culture. You're looking for a black-owned shoe store to get some real drip at? Come up here to Culture Detroit, man. That's what the streets been missing. Welcome home, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is Culture Detroit.
Go Blue!
Business spots located on the Avenue of Fashion, 19327 Livernois. Of course, you know we got the owner himself, Culture Boy Juan, in the building for Culture Detroit. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
We got to get into it. You know, as you can see on my shirt and on my head here, it is definitely Michigan versus everybody. Man, crazy week, man. Listen, I want to pull this up for y'all. You know, they got the merch out right now, so if you guys are interested in grabbing some of that merch, you know, definitely go to the it's at the M Den. It's at the M Den, and I'm going ahead and put the link in the chat for y'all, so y'all can go ahead and get y'all some of that gear, man, because right now, man, it's more than ever that we need to go ahead and represent, man, because it this past week been crazy. Of course, if you've been living under a rock, you had to know what was going on this week. Of course, you know, we've been dealing with the scandal, you know, with Michigan and the sign stealing, you know, with former, you know, aide Connor Stalions, who's resigned. You know, it's been speculating all week that, you know, Michigan was going to have to serve some type of penalty for it. The NCAA is still investigating, but the Big Ten decided to go ahead and make a claim to go ahead and suspend Harbaugh for the remainder of the season. Now they did file an injunction to try to block it, temporary restraining order to block it, and that didn't pan out in enough time for them not to be able to make the game, in which, you know, Michigan still was able to take care of business and beating Penn State 24-15. So, Wise man, Nick, I want you to go ahead and, you know, give your little 2 cents before I go off, man. Go ahead and let the people know what you was feeling about that.
Dog shit. How do you tell a man that you don't give him no heads up, no nothing? He on an airplane trying to get to Penn State, and they tell him that he's suspended and he can't even participate in the game. The whole suspension is weird because whenever you suspended, you're supposed to be away from the team. Somehow he's still allowed to coach the team all the way up. He just can't call plays and be on the sideline. Like, it makes zero sense. It's looking like they're trying to do any and everything they can to make him fall. Because, again, first it was the cheeseburger. Now is, you know, stealing signs. Like, I mean, why do you send scouts to go to football games? You go to pick up any advantage you can possibly pick up. You don't just go to be like, oh, nice game. Hell no. If I can steal a hand signal, a gesture, or whatever, and give my guys an upper edge, that's what I'm gonna do. This is all public knowledge, though. So how are you trying to punish somebody for public knowledge? I don't know. I never understand it, man. How you feeling, Culture?
Man, sign stealing. Come on, man. We watch tape, we watch footage. Like bro said, we scout. Fans can sign still. All you gotta do is get the tickets behind the bench. Like, come on, man. I feel like at this point, they're trying to railroad the man. They're trying to blackball the man. They're trying to run him out there. It's countless amount of instances where they done came at him, and he always stand tall. He always figure out a way to get through it. He negotiate his own suspension sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think at this point, it got to be something going on internally between coach and the NCAA. Like, it's got to be more to it at this point. Like, I almost feel like You know, when you got that one teacher that just got it out for you, like she don't like
Yeah,
me.
Harbaugh was creeping with somebody old lady, man. They got it out for dog. Hey, but listen, time out.
Yeah.
No, let's not forget, Buddy that's been dressing up as coaches on their sideline, that is elite shit right there, G. Like, for you to dress up in a whole other team's uniform and be now, if that shit true, that's elite right there, bro.
That's correct.
That shit is elite.
Give my boys some credit.
Man, for real.
For that, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they
How
got
you feeling about things,
DC?
though,
man.
You know what, man? I'm gonna say this, man. I know I'm a Sparty fan, but that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. I mean, it's the fact that and then you know what? It was so crazy. I was at work the other day. I seen the Michigan players board their bus on their way to the airport. I seen them players.
Yeah.
And for Harbaugh to get the news on the team plane, to say he's not coaching, he's suspended for the remaining 3 games. And that is the soft. Batiti he's soft as fuck.
Man,
he's soft as fuck. To do some shit like that, bro, and then didn't have you waited that long to say something less than 24 hours before the game.
He was on the plane when he found out.
Exactly. Why would you wait that long? It's just crazy to me, man. You know, like even at me as a Sparty fan, man, that's just unacceptable, man. I don't care who you are, man. That's unacceptable. That like I said, Michigan came out. They did what they supposed to do. Penn State is overrated. Should never been ranked number 10 in the first place. Michigan came out. They took care of business. They won the game. Now
that Penn State defense is something to marvel at. They had a great defense, but I agree with you. They were kind of a little bit overrated, but that was going to come. But I gotta say this, our Michigan guys, man, they stood up for our guys. I gotta play this, man, because this had everybody going crazy the way Desmond Howard been representing these last couple of days about Michigan. So I want to hear from our guy Desmond, see what he had to say.
How would you both feel about that? Well, this is what I would tell people. I say you need to understand this. Say 2 years ago when Michigan beat Ohio State in Ann Arbor, the score at halftime was 13-14 Michigan. The final score was 27-42 Michigan. What that means, Stephen A., let me tell you, everybody else who thinks this is connected to science stealing. What Jim Harbaugh did is he went out and he hired some fantastic coaches. That year he had Mike McDonald, who was a defensive coach coming from the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens. What great coaches do, what great coaching staff do is they make halftime adjustments that show up in halftime, third quarter, and fourth quarter, and that's why they dominated them the way they did. Mike McDonald went back to Baltimore to become their defensive coordinator. What did Jim Harbaugh do? He hired Jesse Minter. Guess where he came from? The NFL too. Now you bring in NFL quality coaches out there, and guess what happened again? In 22, when they played them down in Columbus, halftime score, 17-20 Ohio State. Final score, 23-45 Michigan. Guess what happened at halftime again? You brought that NFL coach in there, and he made adjustments. So the coaching staff got better. Sherrod Moore, he became the offensive line coach / OC. The offensive line in 2021 and 2022 won the Joe Moore Award. Stephen, that has never happened in the FBS, where the same team wins the best offensive line unit of the year award in back-to-back seasons. They controlled the line of scrimmage. That has nothing, absolutely zero to do with stealing signs or knowing signals, because you dominate the trenches. You ain't got to ask me, brother. You can ask Chris Canty. You can ask Jeff Saturday. You can ask anybody that played at the highest level. When you run 11, 12, 13 personnel and you moving bodies out the way, that's just domination, brother.
Grown man football.
I'll close by saying this. Because of Desmond Howard and what you just explained, I'll happily stand down. That's the kind of argument that I believe Michigan will need in order for all of us to fall back. That makes perfect sense. I got no problems with it. That's why I'm happy and proud to have you on the show. Because damn it, you know what I don't know. Ain't no problems with it. But damn it, that's the first time I heard that, because everybody else been dancing around the issue about the investigation. You brought football home. You said, yo,
between the lines, this is what the hell is happening. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Hey, I'm good with it. And shout out to Michigan again, because that second half of the football game, we did not throw not one pass. We ran the ball 32 times and still won that game. Not one pass play at all in the second half. So shout out to that Michigan offensive line, man. Like Desmond say, you can't coach that shit. You can't steal that. That's just grown man football.
Exactly, and that's why I wanted to address it, man, because the whole sign stealing scandal, it's been blown out of proportion. Just for the simple fact, it's still a lot of gray areas, still a lot of unforeseen things going on. Basically, we are guilty until proven innocent. They are assuming that we're cheating.
Yeah.
In regards to sign stealing, which to me it's got to be the most stupidest,
ridiculous, bro,
rule to still be out there when since you playing in PAL and coaching on the high school level, you got recordings right there. You sit in the stands and you record the other sideline, but you mean to tell me you can't do that at a college level?
I told you the NCAA the rules is too inconsistent, man. I'm telling you this. I guarantee if it was Alabama and Georgia, I guarantee they would not be going through this like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
They would not be going through this because this is the Big Ten and it's Michigan. They want to give Harbaugh a hard time. This is what it is. And they want to do that to the SEC.
Man, that's exactly what it is. Not at all. But we're gonna hear what our boy Charles Wilson say.
Well, I just listened at all of the implications, and it seems like none of the implications implicated Harbaugh. It only tells you about Connor Stalions and what he did. And I don't know if he was a rogue agent, if he was out there doing this all on his own. I, in my humble opinion, do not believe that Harbaugh knew what this young man was doing. Now, was there somebody on the staff that Stalions was talking to that knew and was maybe taking some of these signs? I don't know that. And I can't say it for certainty. And the NCAA didn't say it for certainty. And Tony Petitti didn't say it with certainty. So nobody can say that Harbaugh knew. They can only say that, okay, this guy was in the stands, like you got all these signs with people saying you got the glasses and this guy in the stands doing videotapes with his iPhone. There's going to be 100,000 people in the stadiums today with iPhones, right? Anybody can have an iPhone. Anybody can videotape signs. So listen, am I mad? I'm only mad because I think the whole thing is bullshit.
Okay.
Right? That's why I'm mad. But other than that,
Dang, tell him
what.
He said only because it's BS, and that's what a lot of us think. Now I know, because we're Michigan fans, we're Homer guys. We're gonna defend our team, but this hasn't been done nowhere else like this. And all of that, people are asking is, okay, yeah, if we're gonna be found guilty of this penalty, then find us guilty, but give us our due process. So don't take our coach away the day before the game while he's on the plane and try to put us in a position. So what they did was, to me, I felt that they did that for the simple fact that they tried to get us in a position to where we're not going to be at our highest, to where we could lose today. Because basically, if we'd have lost this game, there was no chance that Michigan was going to make it to college football playoffs. They was already going to write us off because they said that we don't have the strength of schedule. We lost to the ranked team, and then with this going on, they had it out for us for sure.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, D.
It's so crazy. It's like the NCAA, they didn't even say go ahead and suspend them. This is the Big Ten commissioner. You just basically going off little so-called evidence you have, and you say, hey, you know what, Harbaugh, we're gonna have to suspend you these last 3 games. Instead of getting the full evidence investigation from the NCAA, you want to take partial. This was pretty much, you want to take partial of that, and then you turn around and say, hell, let's go ahead and just suspend Harbaugh. Like, head coaches already got a lot on their plate. Deal with a bunch of players or the staff and all that. To me personally, the way how Desmond Howard and Charles Wilson and all these Michigan guys they're talking about what's this going on. Listen, Harbaugh, whether he knew or didn't know, I don't think he shouldn't got. This is coming from a Spartan fan. I don't think he shouldn't got suspended yet until y'all have the full evidence investigation, whether if he knew or he didn't know about the situation. I'm sorry, but TD is soft as fuck. He's a fucking clown. And, you know, and even if it was a situation that happened with Tucker, if he was the head coach in that similar situation like that, I would say that was some bullshit.
I agree.
Like the fuck out of here with that, man. It's just crazy, man. And I'm telling you, if it was the SEC commissioner, if guaranteed, if it was on they wouldn't do that to the SEC. They probably wouldn't do that to the goddamn Pac-12 or maybe the ACC. But come on, man.
You know what I really have a problem with all of this is the fact that there's some teams or somebody somewhere basically snitching. Now, because people say, well, they got caught cheating. It's like, no, they didn't get caught cheating. Somebody decided to go ahead and hire a PI firm to dig
G-Money
up
knows
dirt.
something, man. G-Money knows something.
I'm sorry, I don't know. We can say snitch. Maybe we can say whistleblower. And this is where my concern is with the NCAA and the Big Ten, because this is like I said, is a precedent. Because if they go ahead and punish Michigan for this and not address that opens up the gates for any and every other team to say, hey, listen, I'm about to go ahead and hire a PI firm to dig up some dirt on my opponent. You know, that has to be addressed, in my opinion, because that's foul. Like, you can't break the law to break the law. Like, how is it that you able, if this plan that they're saying was so intricate, how was you able to get that information from Connor Stalions? How was you able to get into his computer? How was you able to find out he was purchasing tickets? How, so you allow a PI firm to be able to go in and do this type of stuff. To me, that needs to be addressed.
We got an informant, man. G-Money knows something.
It's definitely was an informant, and that's something to me really, like, that's not being talked about enough. It's like, that's going to open a list. So you mean tell me I can go ahead and whistleblow if I feel like a team got a competitive advantage and go ahead and hire someone and say that, they did this and that, and then they get punished? That's
my thing is, that's why you send
scouts.
That's why you send scouts. You send scouts to go figure out shit. To figure out, hey, what player does this, or what did this player do when he's warming up, or what does this sign mean, or what does this signal mean? Like, that's why you send scouts. That's why you look at film to find a competitive advantage. So to suspend him for something that everybody's doing is just the most weirdest shit in the world, man.
I mean, and I gotta say this, man. I had a conversation with Big A yesterday. I would say this, man. I think this is a little theory, it's conspiracy theory, man. I think I have a feeling that Ryan Day, the Ohio State coach, put this shit out, started this shit, because the simple fact is that he knows his job is on the goddamn line. He knows if they lose to Michigan for the third time, that he was his ass.
This would be third time.
No, it'd be third in a row.
It'd be three. I thought it was already three.
No, we missed that Kobe year.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
it's gonna be three.
Yeah, it would have been the third time. If he would have lost to Michigan for the third time, his job would have been out of there. He would have been out of there because the simple fact, he wanted to put I believe he or somebody else putting this narrative out there about Michigan with this whole scandal thing. That's how I feel about it, because he knows his job. He knows his job is on the line.
But
blame
DC,
LeBron James.
He from Ohio too, and his punk ass, I'm sorry. He went ahead and tried to be slick and say something out his mouth about them supposed to be stealing snaps. So I'll get on him. I get on him a little bit later. But I'm with you with that, DC, because like I said, my conspiracy theory is percolated too, because I had to think about, like, who has the most to benefit from this scandal besides the two teams of Penn State and Ohio State. Now, all these other teams, the ADs and the coaches making all the whooping noise, like Michigan has such an advantage. Like, we haven't been whipping all these other teams' ass for the past 30 and 40 years. It's only a handful of teams that they can say that they, either have beaten Michigan or have, like, going back and forth with us. And the two most recent, Penn State and Ohio State, we just whooped Penn State like 3 times in a row, and Ohio State is up next. Okay, so those are the only two teams really that has some say that can say that, okay, that they might have a competitive advantage. We already just whipped Penn State, so who's left? Ohio State.
Ohio State.
And somebody, may not like being told that they was born on third base. And somebody's been getting it from the fans like, you got to beat Michigan. Listen, Ohio State has been kicking our ass for the past 20 years.
Yes,
I can't
sir.
deny it. It's been heart-wrenching. It's been heartbreaking to have to sit through this. And now that they're seeing that the tables are turned, because look at that game last season. If you listen to what Desmond Howard said, they was up at halftime 20-17. We end up beating them, second half, 47-23. They got dominated in the trenches again, up front. There was no sign stealing that you could do when it's a hat on a hat.
When it's a hat on the head, man, oh man, come on, man. Like, no, that's just grown man football.
So for me with this scandal, like, look at the timing, because the people have been saying like they've been knowing Michigan been doing this for years. So let me ask you this: why didn't y'all bring this out in the beginning of the season? Why didn't y'all bring this out at the end of last season when they had enough time to investigate and properly do the due diligence like they should? Why wait till a couple of weeks before the Penn State and Ohio State game to where, if there was scouting going on, that was cease to this? Now, there is no excuse now because, like I said, Connor Stalions is no longer on the sideline. Everybody had weeks in advance to go ahead and change up their signs, which is all stupid anyway. So my thing is this: it was like they kind of had a built-in excuse for the last couple of losses. Oh, Michigan cheated, so that's why Ohio State didn't beat Michigan. So that was Ryan Day's pass.
Right.
But if they beat Ohio State this year, what's the excuse going to be?
Exactly. But like I said, the only thing I could think of, man, is if, like I said earlier, Willie, when you wasn't on, I just said, listen, if we did have a coach planted on somebody's sideline in their whole uniform, that is mastery level elite bullshit, okay? Because that shit that's diabolical, man.
But listen, we talked about it. Listen, yesterday was an exciting game. Wolverines beat Penn State 24-15. Wasn't even that close. They had a last minute touchdown. Michigan and Penn State defenses dominated that whole game, but we persevered throughout that whole entire game. Second half, Michigan did not throw a pass the second half. You tell me that you could run the ball 32 straight times.
Belts to ass.
And there ain't no way you could say anything about a sign stealing when you know they're running every time and you can't do nothing to stop it.
I'm gonna say this: that halftime adjustment they made. I think in that first half they might saw some in the little hole in that Penn State defense they saw, and they's like, you know what, we could run at these guys.
Listen,
they ran out.
They got a good pass rush.
Penn State's not that great in stopping the run. They really not.
Well,
so
see,
with Michigan,
it's hard to stop the run when you put 7 linemen out there.
No doubt. Listen, the last year Michigan ran for 448 yards rushing last year and 227 yesterday. Like, that's a whole lot of like, come on, man. That's grown, man. I'm taking your will, dominating football, man.
Yeah. And shout out to Coach Moore. Shout out to him for they made the adjustment at halftime. He saw some. They went after it. They ran the football the whole entire second half, man.
To win on the road in this environment when there were doubts, Sherm, what does it mean to you?
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you. For this university, the president, our AD, we got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These fucking guys right here. These guys right here, man. These guys did it. These guys did it, man. On to him, man. Love you.
Thank
you. I'm not crying. You are. You're crying.
Hey, listen. I put that up there with T.O., man. That's my teammate. That's my quarterback. Listen, emotions was definitely running. I know a lot of people was trying to make fun of that. A lot of people did make fun of that. But for this guy, Sherrone Moore, shout out to him because he's the one that was, I believe, affected the most by this because he had to go from being an offensive coordinator to now taking over as a head coach and call the plays at the same time on the whim. It was up until the last minute, to the last hour before he even knew that whether or not he was going to be head coach or do the offensive coordinator. And to be able to manage that game yesterday in that environment and did what he did the second half, I can see why he was overcome with emotions, man. Of course, you're not going, when you overcome emotions, you're not going to say the politically right things, but shout out to Sherrone Moore. He's arguably, he done made himself a nice head coaching candidate by being able to make an adjustment on the whim the way he did.
Yes,
and
sir.
come out on top.
In a big game. Away game,
at this moment to where we were backs up against the wall, we had everybody against us. That's why it's Michigan versus everybody, because the ADs, the coaches, the Big Ten, the NCAA, ESPN, Pete Thamel, everybody, Paul Finnenbaum with his big ass ears was just hurling, insults and hate at this team, and this team persevered, man. So shout out to Michigan. And once that announcement came that they were suspending Harbaugh, our guy JJ McCarthy, man, which he's showing himself to be a leader of this team, he tweeted out what? Bet. I bet. I bet. Hey, DC, bet. Say less. And the boys came and showed up and showed out. So shout out to them guys, man. Free Harbaugh. I'm screaming free Harbaugh to Harbaugh free. How about that?
How about it? Bet.
Bet. And it was bet back now. It's bet back now because we're moving on to Maryland next week. And then once we take care of Maryland, we got Ohio State in the big house, and we're going to take care of business. Listen, this is about to be a crazy run for Michigan. I know we're going to have a lot of hate against us, but, hey, we rocking with them, man. So definitely appreciate, what them young guys was able to do yesterday, man. They did. They damn sure held it down.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Bet. Right. Bet. I can't say that enough. Bet. Listen, we're going to take another break, and on the other side, man, we got the Pistons playing right now. They got to close the game against Chicago, but we got to talk about them a little bit because they on a slide right now, man. We got to discuss, see what can we do to help, man. What's going on? So we're gonna take another break, and then on the other side of the break,
glad we ain't talk about my team. Oh my God,
we wasn't, man. We wasn't. So let's swing that, man. Be right back.
Wow, black-owned shoe store. Culture. My culture, though. Let's see what they talk about in here. What's up, little dog? You good? Y'all got something here for me? I'm talking about exclusive. They got all the dunks? How many dunks they got? Something like these. Y'all got a little vibe in here. They buying shoes, selling shoes, it feels like the culture. They dunking on people. Oh, they doing TikTok. They looking out for the kids. Oh, man, this is great, man. Oh, they got all the different races working here. It just really feels like culture. You're looking for a black-owned shoe store to get some real drip at? Come up here to Culture Detroit, man. That's what the streets been missing. Welcome home, fam.
Yes, sir. Once again, that is our official sponsor, Culture Detroit, located on the Avenue of Fashion, 92327 Livernois. Guys, is ever in that area, please let them know that Dynasty Sports Network sent you. Now, we got some scores coming in right now. Pistons, last time I checked, they were down in the fourth quarter, 97-91 to the Chicago Bulls. We are currently in a slide right now on this losing streak. What is it now, DC? 6 games? Is it 6?
7 games.
7 games, man, and it hasn't been pretty, man. I have been down in the place to be down at LCA. If you guys have been down at LCA, I know you see me, you see King, Culture One, man. Please, if you can see us walking past, say what up, though, to us, man. We down there for you all. We want to be able to interact with you all. We're going to start doing some interactions, some talking with y'all. So if y'all down there at LCA, and y'all see us, please say what up, though. We love to hear from you guys in regards to the Pistons talk. Now, DC, man, what's going on? With this losing streak, man? I need to get your input, man.
And the problem is they turn the ball over. You too many turnovers. At times too much. Guys playing 1-on-1, and then we got guys, in and out the lineup. You got Duren missed a couple of games. Still missing Alec Burke. Missing some of the veterans, man. It's just like Pistons. They turn the ball over, and they're not playing enough defense. So they got to play better defense. Ivy's been out, he's been ill, and hope he's gets better. Get back out there, because like I said, we missing some guys, man. So it's tough right now, man. But they got this next man up. They gotta quit turning the ball over. That's been one of the biggest Achilles heel on this losing streak. So if they can quit turning the ball over and play solid defense, they can win some games. The guys like Cade Cunningham, sometimes y'all gotta quit playing too much 1-on-1 at times. You ever seen these times that guys standing around, you got the boy playing 1-on-1. They just, they got some stuff they gotta clean up. Even as a young team, but there's some things they gotta clean up.
Yep, and that's what I was just getting ready to allude to, man. It's a young team. And as we said a couple of shows ago, they're not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's exciting because they do have a lot of young talent, but they still got some rebuilding to do, kind of like how our Detroit Lions just went through. They got to go through that process. Monty got to get his guys in there that he needs. We still need another big to help out. So it's gonna be brutal. Hopefully they can get into some kind of momentum and some good rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Going forward, but it's gonna take a little time. They'll get that momentum going. They got to get that momentum.
Listen, yeah, I agree with what you said, DC, about the turnovers. The turnovers are definitely killing this team. We have definitely some lulls in shooting periods in which we can go 6 or 7 minutes without making good shots. But my main thing about this team, and I know things will change once this happens. Once we get healthy, y'all, we have not been healthy all season. We just got Burks and Ivy back tonight. Ivy been sick. He was actually sick, y'all. I know a lot of fans out there was thinking like it was, he was quote unquote sick, but he was actually sick. And a few other guys on the team was sick as well, but he had it the worst. We still, just like I said, we got Burks back. We still got Bogdanovich who's out. Harris is out, and as well as Monty Morris, which those are the guys that we are dependent on to be our shooters. Yeah. So we're real shorthanded right now, and it's starting to show itself because like we had come out, firing off real good, but we just can't sustain it because we don't have the, amount of guys available to help us when we have those moments where we need. And most things
we need a closer. Gotta have a closer.
Which is something that Cade is working on, but he needs help as well. We need that. I said this before. We need our secondary scorer. And a lot of times Cade, he gets, I know he's supposed to be that guy, but he has to start trusting his other teammates. Shout out to our guy, Coach Juan. Earlier this week he made a video in regards to that. So if you haven't been on his page, is there a Real TV on YouTube? Go ahead, pull that up. We're also going to feature that on our Dynasty Sports Network page, where we're going to give more insight on the day-to-day when it comes to these Pistons games. But the atmosphere being down there, it's still a high, high octane atmosphere being in the building. But just this losing, man, I'm not in the position right now where I feel like I don't want to go through another lottery situation. So I definitely feel like there's some changes that need to be made, but the main thing that needs to change is we got to get healthy, fellas.
Absolutely.
What you think, DC?
Yeah. Absolutely. You got to be healthy is the key, man. Like you said, just, guys been in and out, out the lineup and stuff, man. Like you said, Duren, I looked at, I don't think he played today. He's playing today. He's out. So there's another, and I just think that we just need to get healthy for him. I mean, we just got back Kevin Knox. I'm looking at he got 18 points.
Just came back. He got 13. So like
13.
once we get some of these guys in, I'm hoping that with those guys coming back, we can go for a run, that we don't get too far behind, that, you know, we're not contenders by the trade deadline and people started trying to make moves. But I still have belief in this team. I'm just waiting before I make a full judgment on this team, man, until those guys come back healthy. Now, we'll say this. Our rookies, Marcus Sasser, Sir Thompson, they've been looking mighty fine, man.
Playing ball.
Absolutely. And Thompson, it's every statistical category. He's top 5 on the rookies. Of all the rookies, he is top 5 in steals, blocks, rebounds, points, assists, you name it. He's top 5 in every category as a rookie.
And I'll be shocked to believe that a lot of people thought that he was going to be this productive this early, including myself. You know, I knew he had some skills, and even back when we did the draft party and we announced his name, I know it was a lot of speculation going on, you know, whether or not we should have got him or not. But you see, he's a very much utility guy, and he's showing himself to be, you know, a focal part of this team and the focal part of this future. Now, I will say this. I don't feel like he's still, you know, once everybody gets healthy, still need to be the starter. Just because the way he plays, it doesn't require for him to start, because we're not looking for him to be the scorer right away, but he's that utility guy. The guy can get blocks. You know,
he's our junkyard dog.
He's right, junkyard dog / Dennis Rodman type of guy that he is. So it's not necessary for him to have to stay in the starting lineup, and it's not going to hurt his progression, because he still is going to get starter minutes once those guys comes back. So I do expect some changes from him. I'm not sure whether or not Killian is going to stay in that starting lineup once you know, Monty Morris and, you know, Burks and everybody come back fully healthy, how that's going to change. I don't know whether or not Jaden Ivey's going to stay coming off the bench, or he's going to move to that starting lineup. So we still don't know what exactly, you know, what it is Monty Williams is looking for. So we just got to wait and see. I don't know. Have you feel any different, DC?
At the moment, no. But like I said, the main thing, like I said, we got to see once those main core get healthy, man. We'll see what Monty Williams is gonna do. I mean, we don't know now, but you know, because our main veterans is out. But once they get healthy, we'll see how they work. I mean, I like the starting lineup at the point right now, because especially the backcourt, because Killian his defense, he can take pressure off of Cade, especially, you know, Cade can be that number one guy to go get points, and he doesn't always have to check the best player on the opposition. That's what Killian is there for. And Killian can facilitate and, you know, take some pressure off. I do like the starting backcourt, and Killian plays defense. But again, you know, it remains to be seen once these veterans get healthy, how Monty Williams, how he's going to make these adjustments.
Right. See, the thing that with Killian is that he has to stay consistent. You know, that's the main thing. If you like the backcourt, like I said, he has to be consistent, because for the most part, you see Cade Cunningham, he's still going to be the majority ball handler. And, you know, Killian, you know, he has to still be able to be out there, you know, making shots for him to stay on the court. Especially like, you know, he's the first one that they pull when they go to the bench. You see, he get a few minutes in, he's getting pulled, and they bringing in Marcus Sasser right in. So he has to make sure he's productive with the time that he does have. And the one thing that's been his knock, in which you know, a lot of fans have, you know, it's split on, either half hate him, half love him, is that he's a roller coaster. You know, if he can go ahead and be consistent, then there's a possibility that he could stay in that lineup. But I still feel that he will be a productive guy, whether he's starting or not. But as of right now, for me with Killian, it is what it is. We're just going to have to, you know, let him play out, as well as these other guys. So we're going to have to see when these guys get healthy, what we're going to do with the future team, but we got to get a win, y'all. This losing, man. Listen, I paid a lot of money to be down there this year. I didn't re-up my my membership and everything, man. I can't keep going down there and losing. Even though I enjoy myself, I have me a few drinks and some eats. I like to leave with a win as well, man.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
right now
they down 9 with 3:51 to go in the game. So yeah, it's still a chance they could come back and send it to overtime and win this game.
Well, it's 107-100 now. So you're telling me it's a chance. There's a possibility they may be able to pull it out, but that's the issue that I feel. Another thing is that we're not equipped enough right now because we don't have the scores to be able to come back like that. We having trouble holding leads, and then we having trouble with, bringing ourselves back into games because we don't have the offensive firepower right now.
Absolutely.
So, but it's a work in progress. We'll see, man. But I say by next week we're gonna have a change of tune, man. Hopefully these Pistons gonna show up for us.
Yeah,
no doubt. Like I said, team young. This is just our growing pains with the young guys until they develop, man.
Most definitely. Listen, fellas, we had another great show today, y'all.
Hey, always.
We got a lot accomplished, of course. I also want to give you guys an update. Like I said, I was. We had, this past Friday, me and my guys, my Cooley Football Alumni Association, we, completed our coat drive in which we went ahead and was able to get over 200 coats to kids that was in need. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all a little bit real quick. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Listen, that was a blessing, man, to be able to bless these kids, man. And they were excited to receive these coats at these schools. Went to 2 different schools in the Metro Detroit area. I know the teachers and the staff, they were very thankful because they see these kids every day. A lot of these kids come in with, no coats on, with long sleeves or hoodies. We know how this Michigan weather could be. So to be able to accomplish this, man, it brought, it was a feel good thing that we did, man. And, this was our first year doing it, and it was very successful. Like I said, we was able to get over 200 coats. So that's 200 kids that got coats, this past winter. And I thank everyone on here who, found themselves able to donate. I want to show you guys, listen, this was real. We did this for real. It just took, that little bit amount of time. We did it and we got that much. Imagine what we're going to do next year. We're going to be even bigger. So I'm thankful for everyone who participated. I'm thankful for my Cooley football brothers for showing up and showing out. Shout out to J.R. King. Shout out to Coleman Young for inviting us in to be able to partake. For these kids, man, it was a blessing, man. I felt great afterwards, man, to be able to do something positive, man, to see smiles on these kids' faces. And I was hoping that I was able to see some of the parents, but we wasn't able to do that. But this was a great turnout, great event, and we will continue to keep this going forward each year, around this time, and make it bigger and better. So be on the lookout next time. I'm definitely going to be reporting it, and we're appreciative to everyone who was able to donate.
Hey man, shout out to everybody who donated. Shout out to everybody who wanted to donate but couldn't. We just pray that we all in a better position to donate next year and, continue to do the good work, man, and continue to spread the love for these babies. So shout out to everybody that participated.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Most appreciated. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and go with your final thoughts. DC.
Man, great win for the Detroit Lions, man. It was a shootout. It was a shootout. I didn't watch the game at all. I was at work, but get the good news that the Lions pulled that victory out. And like I said, this is a very, very, very important win because Minnesota won today. You do not want to lose this game, and Minnesota is creeping on us for that division. Mm-hmm. This is very important to get this win today. So, like you said, you're gonna get one of those games. It's gonna be it's in NFL. You're gonna get blowouts, you're gonna get shootouts, you're gonna get defensive scores, all that. Lions took care of business. They didn't let the lead slip away. The Chargers defense, who they are, they terrible. Their pass defense terrible, but Lions did they just supposed to do. They took care of business. Move on to the next. The Bears. Fuck the Bears.
Right.
Yeah, move on to them, man. And the Pistons, man. Turnovers, man. You got to clean us up. I know you're a young team. We got to clean us up. We got to at least hopefully we can get a win to stop this losing streak. So we still will be there supporting and showing love. But man, it's tough right now, man, with this young team. So Michigan football, very impressed. Great win from all the crazy stuff that's been going on with the sign stealing and stuff. But yeah, that was very, very impressive win. Spartans.
Go green, go white.
Boy, I had to turn the TV off in that halftime. Boy, I got nothing. Y'all not winning no more games. I'm just gonna put it that way. Michigan State basketball, I'm glad you redeemed yourself from that bad loss to James Madison. I know they're a good basketball team, but come on now. You redeemed yourself. Being South Indiana, because that didn't look good.
Hey, it sure did. Wise man.
So
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Bet. Bet.
Oh, that's right. And I'm gonna keep it even shorter and keep it sweeter. Free Harbaugh to Harbaugh free. You feel me? And with that being said,
free Tucker too, man.
No, he did that shit.
Yeah. He did that.
He's still getting paid. He's still gonna get paid though.
And listen. I will say this: Tucker did get railroaded, man. But I'm hoping that the justice is served properly for him, man. He's gonna get a little bit of that bread back. But anyway, listen. That being said, fellas, on to next week. Until then, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your families. Dynasty Sports Network, we out.
Like, share, subscribe.
Right.
Please
like,
do.
share, subscribe.
Please
like,
do.
share, subscribe.
Please do.
Like,